Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. My goodness, we have a lot to cover today. We have some main stories about Ukraine. We have some stories about Yankee Wally, and we have a lot of updates as usual as well. So let's just jump with both feet and get in there, shall we? Let's go. All right, we're starting off this morning with this project that was done by a kindergarten group. It's to spread awareness and kindness. So this is really adorable. If you dial that phone number and then it'll say, press 1 if you need advice, if you're feeling anxious. Press 2 if you're feeling like, you're defeated. And these little voices come on the line and say positive, uplifting affirmations. It is absolutely fabulous. I recommend everybody dial in before the project is over and gone. It's wonderful to listen to. Okay, moving on. Okay, this next post, I have an iWatch, but apparently a company called Swatch is making a watch that celebrates the Queen's Jubilee, where the color of the outfit changes every hour depending on what the Queen is wearing. How cool is that? Now, I would hope with today's technology that they could put something like this on my iWatch, because I would love to look down at my wrist, during the summer and go, oh, the Queen's wearing green today. Oh, she's wearing yellow today. I think this is a fabulous idea. I just hope they come up with an app on my iWatch for this during the summertime, during the Platinum Jubilee. All right, moving on. Okay, somebody pointed out to me the other day, have you ever considered that the reason Harry isn't attending these things is because he wasn't invited? And then this article came out. I got to be honest. I think yes, it's going to draw attention. Yes, there's going to be some issues, but I think he's being invited to these things. I do. I don't believe that he's being told not to come. Now, that segues into the next bit of information that popped up online in the news is that, they're saying Harry is hurting the Queen by not attending the memorial because the Queen really wants to meet the kids. She hasn't seen Archie but once, and she's never met the daughter. It's almost like emotional blackmail. Give me what I want or I won't let you see my children sort of deal. But, who knows what the dynamic is going on there at this point? Like, seriously. But I do think it's important to mention that at Philip's memorial service, there are going to be so many royals there. Security is going to be more than probably ever before because all the royals from, Belgium and Denmark and all these people are coming and they all have to have security. So if Harry was worried about his security at this particular function, I think he shouldn't be worried. But okay. All right, you guys, I told you yesterday that Spotify and Meghan Markle are moving forward with a single podcast. It was supposed to be her and Harry, and apparently it's going to be just Meghan now. Well, Piers Morgan had something to say about that. He pointed out that, he wrote, she's a proven liar, and now she's satisfied that nobody else is lying. That's beyond a parody. I think, personally, it will be very interesting to see what happens with the Spotify podcast. If Spotify is helping her this time, instead of just something that she and Harry came up with, who knows, it might be successful. You're going to have to listen to it to make a decision. But yeah, all right, moving on. All right, the last article we're going to look at before we move on to our big stories for today was an article that went out where Harry and Meghan are being asked to condemn their fan base because their fan base has become, for lack of a better term, they're rabid. They're cursing at people. They're threatening people. They're threatening the lives of Harry's family. They're calling them horrible names. And the thing is, as I told you guys before in a previous tweet, one word from Harry saying, please stop, this is still my brother, this is still my father, this is still my grandmother, would stop them. And they are aware of what's going on. There's no way they're not aware. But they're not doing anything. And I think they're not doing anything because in some way they're enjoying it. That's my personal opinion. All right, let's move on to the big stories for today. All right, I showed you this yesterday. This is supposedly, and I'm saying supposedly, a statement from Ukraine thanking all the people who spoke out about Ukraine and thanked, and helped. And people went absolutely nuts. Fan bases of Harry and Meghan came up and said, you're forgetting that this is what they've done to help. So people are wondering what's happening. And here's my take on it. This is my personal opinion. An article came out saying that Harry and Meghan had donated to several charities in the Ukraine, saying, thank you for being so brave. All right, but then you get stuff like this. Mila Kunis, who I believe is originally from Ukraine, and her husband, Ashton Kutcher, started a fundraising goal for $30 million and donated the entire $30 million to help refugees that are fleeing Ukraine. J.K. Rowling made a $1 million personal donation from her own money also to the relief. She did the same thing that Mila and Ashton did and said, you donate and I'll match. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds set something up again. You donate, we'll match up to $1 million. And this is their own personal money. And again, 100% of all the proceeds went. There were no cuts taken for anybody. Bethany Frankel, who we all know is part of that Be Strong initiative. I already showed you guys what she is doing. So far, they've raised $6 million, and 100% of the proceeds go to help the victims in Ukraine. There are no cuts taken for anybody. Oh my goodness, I hope I'm saying this right. Gigi Hadid. Okay. She's a supermodel, and she has committed to donating her earnings from the fall of 2022 runway shows. Do you know how much money these people make? Yes, we're talking once again, millions of dollars of her own personal money. South Korean actress Lee Young-ae made a $80,000 donation. And you also have Angelina Jolie, Kendall Jenner, Kim Kardashian. The money that these people put up was their money. Or money that was matched. It was their money plus money that was matched. And they're being completely transparent and telling you exactly how much money was donated and where it went. And herein lies the problem with Harry and Meghan. They're asking people to donate to Archewell, but because if you donate through Archewell, they have the legal right to take 95% of the money for expenses. I'm air quoting expenses. And then they're telling you they're donating, but they're not telling you how much they're donating. And these people who are multimillionaires are not donating their own money. They're only donating money that's coming through Archewell. If they were donating their own money, I guarantee you that would be screamed from the rooftops. Everybody would be aware of it. So this is why people are really not donating through them. They want their money to actually go to help Ukraine. So because they're not, in my terms, transparent, I'm air quoting with my fingers again, because they're not transparent, I would not donate through Archewell. I would donate to somebody like Bethany Frankel, where I know 100% of my money is going to help. All right, let's move on. All right, now, a little signaling here. Angelina Jolie posted that Angelina Jolie, you can't make this up, was among the crowd at the White House on March 16th when President Biden reauthorized the Violence Against Women Act, which I think is great. No, this has absolutely nothing to do with Harry and Meghan, for those who are expecting the boom to drop. Angelina Jolie is a true humanitarian. She has been working with causes for 20 some odd years. She has been a global ambassador. Yes, she's a movie star, but yes, she does her part. She has power, but she's wielding it well, if that makes sense. All right, moving on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are going off on their tour, the Commonwealth Caribbean tour. I will start covering that tomorrow with pictures. You know that's going to be fabulous. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. And I think they're focusing on areas that have been deeply affected by the pandemic, which I think is also great. All right, we're down to our last story of today. So I got up this morning and found a gazillion messages like the one you see above. People are like, they're screenshotting things. Have you seen this? That Yankee Wally has been removed from YouTube and Christopher Boozy is taking complete credit for it, like it's all his doing. And Ellie Hall from BuzzFeed, the young lady who just did the article about her, reached out to YouTube and said a spokesperson confirmed to her that the platform was reviewing Yankee's channel and they had demonetized 13 of her videos. Obviously, you have to take this with a grain of salt. I don't know that she actually spoke to somebody. Who knows? So YouTube put out this statement that said that they have terminated her channel for repeated violations of the harassment policy, which prohibits context targeting individuals based on intrinsic attributes. So I'm not going to lie, I had to look up what that meant. Like intrinsic attributes? Well, if it's intrinsic attributes of a person, they're talking about their reasoning, free will, love, that kind of stuff. If it's intrinsic attributes of a thing, then it's the taste, smell, texture, and appearance, as well as chemical and physical composition. Yes, I'm reading this right from the internet. I got to be honest, I'm not sure how that's being applied because, listen, I hate to say this, I only watched her stuff every now and then because she would go off on tangents and talk forever, and half the time I couldn't follow what she was saying. And of course, Omid Scobie immediately started going, whoop, whoop, look at this. Now, all of this was followed up by yet another threat from Christopher Boozy, which is going into the file, and then another plea for donations into Bot Sentinel. Go figure. And with that, you should know that Yankee Wally has apparently moved to Rumble. I was unaware of that until these tweets came up. So thank you guys for the advertisement, because now a whole bunch of us are going to sign up and watch her on Rumble. If she gets thrown off Rumble, she'll just move to Dailymotion. If she moves off Dailymotion, she'll just move to Vimeo. There's so many streaming platforms out there where you can make money. YouTube isn't the only one. But thank you for the information. Now, a big thank you to Meghan's Mole. Apparently, you can lodge a complaint with YouTube about Yankee Wally being removed. You can go to help, press feedback, and state your case. My suggestion is you keep it classy, not trashy, keep it professional, and just state your case. Now, with all of that said, there is a tweet online that says this was a collective effort because a lot of us have been reporting this account to YouTube. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have the ability to report things on YouTube as well. Just keep that in mind. I told you the other day about one of the podcasts that somebody sent me with horrible language, threats of killing children, threats of killing people. This is the kind of stuff that I would think would be against YouTube's, terms of usage. Now, at the same time, Boozy posted the tweet that you see above, and thank you to everybody for sending me those. It's very, very helpful. And he's like, look, we found 24 other active accounts. And then he put up the harassment policy for YouTube. So let's take a look at that, shall we? So with that, he put up the list of the 24 accounts that he considers to be problematic. And I am very proud to say that I made the list for once. Now, if you look at the top part of the harassment policy where it says examples, it's things like making fun of the way somebody looks, calling them slurs of a protective group, like if you're African American or you're gay or you're Jewish, using horrible slurs, accusing somebody of being involved in human trafficking, right? Making insults that dehumanize an individual, calling somebody a dog, that kind of thing. And depicting people being murdered and injured. I don't fall into any of those categories, you guys. So everybody just take a relax because I'm not going anywhere. If you freeze the screen and read it, it's targeting them and wishing death or injury, or threatening their physical safety, or directing malicious abuse, right? In a in-game voice chat, or swatting or prank calls to emergency responding services, stalking, blackmailing, things like that, zooming in on their breasts or buttocks, stuff like that. But here's what I find interesting. The one thing that's on here is posting an individual's non-public personal identifying information, like a phone number, a home address, an email, so that you can direct abuse towards them, that kind of thing. So if everybody will just calm down, I do not fall into this harassment policy in any way, shape, or form. I don't. So I'm not going anywhere. So if everybody will just chill, neither is Taz, neither is Meg, neither is, Pilot Hardy. None of us have done any of the things on this harassment policy. Now, here's the interesting part. The Sussex Squad has, interestingly enough, they've threatened people and made comments about the way they look, and they've done that in tweets, and they've done that on their podcast. We haven't, but they have. That's the kind of stuff that should be mass reported, just like Yankee Wally was mass reported. Now, here's the best part. I'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Boozy, because since you had Yankee Wally removed, a bunch of us were thinking, first of all, you should realize that we're like whack-a-moles, right? Like you've knocked Yankee Wally off of YouTube. She's gone to another site. And other people on Twitter who never would have thought of starting YouTube channels have now all started YouTube channels. So now you got rid of one and you gained 10, okay? But here is the best part. Because Wally went to another streaming site, a bunch of us got together and we were thinking, well, why can't we go to other streaming sites? I'm going to stay on YouTube, but I'm going to upload on 2 or 3 other streaming sites and be monetized there as well. So thank you to Mr. Boozy, because you gave us the idea to branch out and make more money. Gotta love this guy. So I will be posting my links twice on Twitter, so you can either go to YouTube or you can watch me twice and also watch me on Daily Motion, where I am already monetized. Fabulous. So you guys, I want your thought processes all the way from where the money is going to Ukraine, all the way through to what happened to Yankee Wally. There's so much information, but leave your comments because I love them. Don't forget to subscribe on both sites. One site is YouTube, one site is Daily Motion, so that you'll be notified for sure of all my uploads. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. If you've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much, you guys. And as always, have a great day.